Hello people and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is time for your Leeds versus Fulham preview in the Carabao Cup third round tie. This is when the big boys enter the competition. Obviously we dodged them. We got a championship outfit in, of course, Fulham. Fulham looking to return back to the Premier League at the first time of asking under new coach Marco Silva. Second in the championship. Been playing pretty well this season, although they did lose at the weekend to Reading 2-1 and have only won one of their last three in the league. But for Fulham, their priority is, of course, returning to the Premier League. They want to get an automatic return to the top flight of English football, and why wouldn't you? And they seem to be in prime position to do that. So what does that mean for Fulham? Does that mean that they will then make changes and therefore Leeds will have an easier game as opposed to a full strength Fulham? They no doubt will ring the changes. They're going to be without the likes of Fabio Carvalho, I believe Congolo's out, Tom Kearney, and we know he loves a goal against Leeds United, Kenny Tete. These are all players that played regularly in the Premier League for them. They're all out through injury. Marco Silva will no doubt ring the changes for Fulham. I think Michael Hector, Alfie Mawson, Rodak, Cabano, all these players may come back in or be in line for a start against Leeds United. The one that interests me most though is the guy that you can see on your picture there just to my right or left, I don't know which one it is of course Jay Stansfield. He played in the previous tie and got a goal against Birmingham. He's only 18-year-old. He's had a great youth career whilst at Fulham, got quite a lot of goals in the 1920 season, so he's a player that they obviously value, and he could be set for his second senior start for Fulham against Leeds United. And it's quite interesting that they may use them, because we should, in my opinion, be now using Joe Gelhardt. Joe Gelhardt got 2 goals yesterday against Liverpool as Leeds United's under-23s beat them 4-0 with 2 goals from Joe Gelhardt, a goal from Amari Miller, and of course current absentee Pascal Struijk scored as well on the 60th minute. Mr. Virgil van Struijk, obviously we know he's out of this game due to the most ludicrous suspension I've ever seen. But the reason I mentioned Jay Stansfield is because I want to talk about Joe Gelhardt, similar sort of age, okay. Joe Geldhart's probably further on and looks like he could be a real star. He's been likened to the likes of Wayne Rooney. Whether or not that's just because he's a Scouser, I'm not so sure, but there's a lot to be said about Joffy, and is it time now for him to get a start? There's a lot being said about Bielsa and how he brings through youth, and I think a lot of it, although his style and the way he's changed Leeds United from the bottom up is commendable, it's huge, but I as a Leeds fan, I don't know if you guys agree, thought we may have seen more youth come through. And I've seen it in the comments. People say to me, Pascal Struijk. Pascal Struijk was forced upon him. People will talk about Ilian Meslier. Again, forced upon him. Somerville got his debut. For me, forced upon him. Because when Dan James was taken off against Newcastle, he turned to Tyler Roberts to play on the wing instead of Somerville, which I didn't get, because for me Tyler Roberts is lacking in the first team anyway, even more so out of position, and he wasn't great. And had Rafinha not picked up a knock, would we even have seen Somerville? My opinion is no. It was forced upon him. We all felt in the last round that we would have seen a lot of the under-23s, but we didn't. Just to run through that lineup against Crewe, we had Meslier in goal, Jamie Shackleton at right back, a centre-back pairing of Diego Llorente and Pascal Struijk, Junior Firport left back, Calvin Phillips played as well, obviously got himself a goal, Adam Forshaw, Helder Costa, Tyler Roberts, Jack Harrison and Rodrigo. That was a very, very, very strong lineup. A lot of us might have thought, right, well, we might see Greenwood, we might see Gelhardt, we could see Drameh, we could see Creswell, and it didn't happen. Maybe even Lewis Bay. It didn't happen. But I think now's the time to let Gelhardt have some experience in the first team for me, for sure. For this game, we'll be without Robin Koch, Diego Llorente, I think Harrison will still be out with the COVID. Luke Ayling and Rafinha obviously came off injured against Newcastle, so don't use them. I think Luke Ayling's all right. He's been pictured on a scooter, his daughter's scooter. If he was injured, he wouldn't be doing that. He wouldn't be up to them shenanigans, you know what I mean? Bunny hopping on scooters. So I think Luke Ayling's okay, but let's not risk him in this game against Fulham. Fulham will ring the changes. Their priority is the Championship and automatic promotion straight back up. Although, like I said earlier, they have only won one of their last 3 in the league. Maybe Marco Silva sees it as an opportunity for confidence. Leeds United need that as well. Obviously, we're still without our first win in the league. But without Luke Ayling, without Rafinha, Koch, Llorente, Harrison, we need to make changes. And of course, Pascal Strauki's out as well. Do I think Adam Forshaw could be used? Yes. He played, I think he came on the 60th minute against Liverpool. I think Adam Forshaw should be used. In terms of what I would do with the team, if we go with a 4-1-4-1, play Jamie Shackleton at right back, play Cooper alongside Creswell. Give Creswell his first start in the first team for sure. For sure. I'd keep Junior Firpo left back. Maybe previously I'd have disputed that, but I think the fact that he's gone with a strong lineup previously, and the fact that we need to get some confidence and some more game time for Firpo for him to get used to the system, go with him. And not only that, we don't have a second choice left back. You know, it's Liam McCarron. He's not a left back. So I would go with Junior Firpo. We'll have to go with Calvin. We'll have to go with Calvin in the DM because we have no other options. I think play Adam Forshaw. Play Adam Forshaw for sure. I think on the right, let's go with Somerville. On the left, let's go with James. Let's play them two. Let's give Somerville a start. Let's get James some more minutes. Maybe to create more of a cohesion with James and Firpo for sure. Then up front, I would keep Rodrigo in the side. I think Rodrigo had a good performance against Newcastle. Some will say, yeah, but it's Newcastle. But he didn't play well against Crewe, did he? You know what I mean? So I think it's a good point that while he's hot, mild, lukewarm, keep playing him. I wouldn't play Tyler Roberts. I would play JOFFY GELHARDT. I would play JOFFY GELHARDT in this game. He's in hot form. He's got 2 goals against a very good Liverpool side in the under-23s. Leeds smashing it in that division, by the way. Props to them. But I would go with JOFFY GELHARDT. Do I think he will? Maybe not. I think maybe he goes with Tyler Roberts. The jury's well out on Tyler Roberts. It has been for a long time, but I think even more so now. I know my friends at All Leeds TV said he had a lot of more passes, better touches than Rafinha, but you've got to look at the eye. You know, yes, stats do back everything up sometimes, but you've got to look with your eye. And you can't tell me that Rafinha had a similar or a worse performance than Tyler. Numbers may say different, but he didn't. You know what I mean? He didn't for me. But look, Leeds United, let's progress. Let's progress in the competition. Let's get through to the 4th round. You know, let's get a bit of confidence. We're away from home, of course. We're playing in London. Okay, we broke that curse last season, but it's still a thing for me. I look at like Brentford. I'm convinced we're losing against them. I was looking this morning. I'm convinced we're going to drop points against Norwich. We're going to give Norwich their first points of the season. It's them little hoodoos for Leeds United. But let's not make the London thing a thing again, and let's beat Fulham. You know, let's beat Fulham. You know, Fulham have lost each of their last 3 matches against Leeds United in all competitions. Obviously, we played them quite regularly, Championship and then in the Premier League as well. Beat them both times last season. Let's continue that. Of course, it's a different Fulham now under Marco Silva. But like I said, they're going to make changes. Carvalho's out, Congolo, Tom Kearney, Kenny Tete. They will ring the changes. Maybe Mitrovic won't even start. He'll possibly on the bench. And Jay Stanfield will play up front for Fulham. But he did get a goal last time out. So it's worth noting him and having a look at him. 18-year-old he is. And I think Marco Silva's been speaking quite glowingly about him and his work rate. So he'll need that as well. And I think maybe the way Leeds United play, he'd probably be better suited than a Mitrovic. Mitrovic can be pretty static at times. But just looking at that Leeds 11 that played against Liverpool, you've got Christopher Klassen. Could he start? Maybe. Could do. They played Drama, McCarron, McKinstry, Noah Kenner, Leo Hagieldi, Creswell, Miller, Strout, Gelhardt, Bate, McGurk. You know, there's a lot of players within that side that could be used. But looking at it, I think more than likely we should see Creswell at centre-back. Please, for the life of me, don't put Dallas in there. There's a case that could happen. There's a case that, and again, this is where we'll be proven on whether it's a moot point to mention that Bielsa hasn't really relied on the youth as much as we first thought. Because if he decides to go with Calvin at centre-back and play Dallas in the DM, or vice versa, then I guess that point is proven. And I'm not having a go at Bielsa here for any stretch of the imagination. I love the man. He's given me the best football I've ever seen. I'm buzzing. I'm not concerned. You know, these people, if they're even out there, I don't think they are, that call for his head, need to, you know, be hung, drawn and quartered for me. I think it's a madness. But if tomorrow Calvin goes in at centre-back alongside Cooper and Dallas plays in the DM, or maybe just because Dallas can play everywhere under Bielsa, he chooses to do that, so maybe he'll throw him in at centre-back. Do you know what I mean? But he should go with Creswell. Greenwood will be involved, I think, on the bench maybe, but I would start Gelhardt. Let's see Gelhardt. Could we see Burt? Could we see McGurk? But I think Forshaw will play in the middle, Rodrigo in the 10, or Gelhardt, vice versa. But I think it'll probably be Tyler and Rodrigo. But let's hope that we don't have to call on Bamford, etc., off the bench this time. You know, let's keep them back. Okay, Fulham are a better side than Crewe. It wasn't until Bamford came on against Crewe that he really notched up the assists and got us going, didn't he? He's that important to the side. But hopefully we don't have to call on them. The 11 that gets put out has a mixture of experience and youth, and we can beat Fulham. You know, because they probably will bring the changes too, with the league being their priority. So hopefully we can win. Look, I am going to back Leeds United. I'm going to say 2-1. I think Fulham will get one. I think they could actually take the lead, and it might be Stansfield that scores actually. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. I do think Leeds will get through to the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. Fingers crossed anyway. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the video. I want you to like it. I want you to subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. And I want to know your thoughts on Bielsa in this youth situation, and if indeed he will make changes. And let me know in the comments your lineup. But thank you as always for watching the video. It's a pleasure. I love being able to do this stuff. I'm going to uni now. Check that out, man. Check that out. But thank you so much for supporting my channel and supporting me as an individual. It means the world. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you tomorrow night for a watch along of Leeds versus Fulham. Peace out now. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.